Hi everyone, Omeza here. Welcome to my free business analysis Excel dashboard using Excel. Today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful and highly dynamic interactive Excel dashboard from the scratch. You might be surprised that how did you create this? Yes, this is exactly what is available in Power BI and Tableau, but we are trying to actually bring that to Excel and show you how we can actually get more insight from our data every single time we hover. We don't need to click anything. All we just do is to hover any images that we feel like we actually want to delve more deep into. Like if you look at what we have right here right now, if I actually hover over this particular regional manager, I see more detail about this regional manager. What you're seeing right here is just the revenue of the regional manager and total transaction made, but not too much insight, right? So if I hover over it right now, I'm gonna see this particular regional manager, how much revenue we've made in a holistic way, and the profit we've made through the regional manager. And as well, if you want to check it out, the best weekdays for the regional manager and profit on a monthly basis, this is very huge. So you can actually go ahead and compare it with this particular regional manager right here. I have it turned on. If I actually put it on and actually bring it down, it's going to disappear. But if you want to have it right to keep staying there, just hover away from that particular aspect. Here we have these two particular regional managers. You can see this particular regional manager is doing very much well in what? I'm going to take this off. Okay, it's doing very much well in November, while this one is doing well in November as well. So if we go right here and play the filter, it's going to show us the year we have selected. Right now we're selecting 2016. Now we're going to see that now we are selecting 2017. So what if we clear the filter? We're going to see that we are selecting a multiple selection. So we can actually make this our dashboard to be more interactive, just like this. Now you can see everything got shifted. So if we turn, and this is where to do. I can put all of them off at the same all of them on at the same time, but it's gonna look some kind of I'm going to actually put some off to read some all of our mini dashboard that actually got popped out. In Power BI we call this tooltip that gives you more insight about your data and all of that. So you can see all these particular KPIs we have right here to show more of our sales and stuff like that. So if you watch your 2016, you click on that, all you see is 2016. And this bigger tooltip right here, if you actually hover over it, you have this particular tooltip appears and it's telling you that you have 2016 selected. And you can see on the product level, if I hover back right here, you're seeing what we select right now is technology category of this particular product of our product. So now if I hover over it, you can see technology, how much transaction, revenue, and profits. So what if you use this particular idea on your own personal dashboard? How is it gonna feel? It's gonna be very much awesome, right? So let's see how we can create that. Now if you've not been on my YouTube channel before and this is your first time, all you just gotta do is to hit the subscribe button and actually follow along as I create this over and over again. So right now you can actually help me share this to actually grow this channel and as well to make other persons to be much more aware of this particular kind of channel on YouTube. So I've actually pre-formatted this. I'm going to show you how to do all this, but all I'm going to show you right now is how to get this particular kind of background I have right here. Is very simple and easy. So if I click right here, I have empty plan sheet right now. I can go to the top left right here and actually go to view, and from view I'm going to take up the grid line. So if I've done that, I'll hit on page layout. So from page layout I'm going to go on background. This is exactly what you need to do. Now I don't have to load anything online. I'm going to go offline and take my background because I have it offline and it's gonna be much more easy to get. Okay, fine, this is what it is. I'm gonna navigate to where I have it. So I'm gonna go to download, and from download now we need to go to the right folder. So it is the folder we have it in. So now I'm gonna go down and here we go. If I double click on this one, you can see what I have. I have a new background, not just like the background we have previously. So this is what I just want to show you. All you need to do is just to click at the top level right here, go to page layout, from page layout go to background. So if you want to take the background off, just say delete. Now you have the way it is to before. So right now I'm going to actually get this away from here because I don't need it. So what I need to show you right now is just how I actually got this particular dashboard formatted this way. So it's just a bunch of shapes I have right here, line them up to look some kind of pretty. So I'm going to be giving you access to have this particular dashboard downloaded so that you can take a look at how to actually create your own interface just like this before you drop any analysis or any charts in it. So right here what you see is just a shape that you can actually get from here. Before we go further and create something, let me just show you how that works. So go to shape and actually pick any shape from here and drag the shape all the way to your satisfaction. And once you have done that, you can right click on it and actually go to this particular format shape. From there you can see the line is not going to be visible. I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to go to fill, and from fill I'm going to change the color of my fill. What about this color? Oh, pretty fine. It's cool, right? So if you want this color, you can have it for it and all that. So that's how I actually did everything and actually formatted it pretty fine. So this is some bunch of text that actually gonna show you what it is that you're actually looking at and stuff like that, so we can actually take care of that. And this particular logo of the US or United States is actually showing that the data set is all the way from the United States. So now other country that has this particular data set. So now if I go to my regional managers, you can see my regional managers right here. So we have West, we have Bill Samuel, and we have South, we have William Greg. So if I go to my data, so here's my data right here, and you can see we don't have regional managers. So how can we create that? So first of all, I'm going to show you what I've done right here. So all you just got to do is just to highlight this particular area, and I'm going to go to the top level this around, and I'm going to click on view. I'm going to make myself formula bar show. Now I have a named manager, so I can decide to actually name it. Okay, now I'm going to say regional underscore manager. So regional manager, so I have it named like that. So watch me actually make a reference to this particular table, the table right there. So all I need to do is to pull this particular regional manager right here is just to use equal to and make use of VLOOKUP. So my lookup is going to be looking for the lookup value, and the lookup value, let me go pick it up, is the region. So the region is the lookup value. So what am I trying to say right here? I'm trying to say, like, you know what, I'll go to this particular from this particular reference I made now from this lookup. So help me look it up right here in this array. The table array is going to be what we've just defined, which is the regional manager. So here we go, I bring it in. So now go to that column, go to that table, and go to column 2 and actually match any person from that particular region I have selected. Right now if I close this, okay, fine, here you go, I have it. So you can see William. So all William are from where? So William, all the Williams we have is from South region. So if we go back to the regional manager right now, we have William to be from South region, which is very correct. So that is the beginning of our analysis. So the second thing we're gonna be doing right now is that I love to pull my months away. I don't too much love to use the month we have in pivot table when we actually drag and drop because some time breaks. So I'm gonna actually go right like now. I'm gonna say text. How are you gonna do this? Before then, let me go back and actually create a very nice formatting for my date. So now I'm gonna actually highlight everything. I'm gonna control 1 and I'm gonna give it the date format, go to date, and actually hit OK. Now there we have it. So if I go back right here, I'm gonna actually use that text function. So just say text. So now we have this text is looking for the value. So what value do we want to give for it? So we need to reference this particular column that has our date. So here we go. So I'm gonna say comma. So let me just drag it so that you can actually see it very well. So now here we go. So now this is what we're gonna use. So the tree just showed the short form of month. So if I have it closed and I hit enter, so this is what I have. Now exactly I have from January down to December, just like this. So if you've never used this before, this is your first time, here we go. So I'm gonna actually go right here and say year. I love using everything just like this. I don't want to use that, I don't know why. I just fancy using this particular logic to do mine. So if I close it, I have all the year being pulled out. So right now the next thing is gonna be weekdays. How do we do that? So I'm gonna actually be using this weekdays function. So here we go, weekday, and it's gonna be asking for the serial number. What the heck is the serial number? The serial number right now is gonna be this. right here. So if I have it closed, and I'm gonna have some bunch of numbers, so but it doesn't really make sense. So what I need to do right now is just actually make sure I highlight everything. Control 1 will help me to do this particular magic. So I'm gonna go to custom. I'm gonna hit on custom. So from custom, what I'm gonna do right now is just to give it a very nice custom. Okay, what gives you the weekday is DD. So DD gives you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday. So now I'm gonna actually hit OK. So this is what I have this, right? So you can go ahead and save your work right now. So if I want to save my work, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit on file, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna save my file. I'm gonna save out because already I've gotten this saved, but I just want to show you this tab you need to go through. So I'm gonna save it to my dashboard. So I have it opened. Okay, here we go. We have this open. So right now is YouTube lesson business analysis using Excel advanced level. So right now you can see macro enable. So now if you have this on other particular format like CSV or whatever, so all you just gotta do is to save it with Excel macro enable workbook, because we're gonna be writing a little macro to actually help us automate things or to make us have a very flashy way. So I'm gonna actually click on save. So already saved. I'm gonna say okay, no problem. So we just got it saved again. So now if I go to the top right here and click on it, what I'm gonna see is the name of the file. So here we see we have it like this. So now it's been saved. So the next thing we're gonna be doing right now is just to take a look at our dashboard. Not just this alone, I can actually go to the top level right here and hit on view. From there I'm going to switch windows to this particular dashboard we have right here. So let's begin with, what are we going to begin with right now? I'm going to begin with just this. How do we create this kind of chart that every single time we actually place a filter, this as well get a shift? And what is the function? What does it do? So what it shows us right now is it shows us the trend of this particular revenue. So we can see we make much revenue in September. If we place our cursor, you're gonna see the total just come up. So if I place it right here, you see more of it in November, and December it went down, and like that in terms of transaction, how much transaction we have and how the transaction goes up and down, stuff like that. So let's see how we can create something like this and make it very nice as we have it right here. So I'm gonna still go click right here and actually switch back to the right window. So now here we are, and I'm gonna go to this particular data source. So click anywhere in data source, anywhere too, and once you click anywhere, all you just gotta do is hit on your insert, and from insert you're just gonna go on pivot table. Now the real work starts. So right now if you click on pivot table, if this is your first time to hit pivot table and you've never used pivot table before, all you just have is this particular new worksheet, existing or worksheet, and we have this aspect. Don't even concern yourself about this, because it's when you use Power Query that you have to concern yourself much about all this. So we'll go into that, but not really today. So I'm going to go on existing because already I have a sheet open that I'm going to be using for this. So for that, I'm going to go to the right sheet, which is analysis sheet right here. I'll click on it, and I'm going to actually have to drop my pivot table right here. So now this is what it is. So the first thing I'm going to do is just to bring my month down, because I already have my month created myself. Here we go. But if you look at the problem we have right now, is giving me raw labels. I don't like this, so I'm gonna go to the top level right here, and I'm gonna go to design. From design, I'm gonna hit a report layout, and I'm gonna put it on top of wow, we got it like this. So now I want to turn off the grand total. I'm gonna put it up. There are so many ways to do that. So the next thing I'm gonna do right now is for me to actually bring on my revenue. So what is the revenue like? This is the revenue. I'm going to bring it down right here. So I have the revenue here, but the problem is this: if I want to create something like what I've just seen previously, like this kind of chart I have just seen right here, let me switch back and show you what it is I'm talking about. If I want to create this kind of chart or this kind of chart right here, there is no way I can create it, but I just want to actually create a helper column to actually make me to trick all or pivot table to help me do that. So what I'm going to do right now is just for me to copy away from this particular aspect. I'm going to drop it down right here. I'm going to Control V. Now here we got it. So now I'm going to actually make it like this, so it's turned out. So the next thing I'm going to do again, I'm going to copy this for the second time. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to drop it right here. Step by step, we're going to understand how this works. So this is what it is. I'm going to have to name this one to be trend, So I'm going to just say trend now. So now, in case you want to have this download and take a look at it, it's a very clean job I've done right on this particular aspect. So in case you have this downloaded, please take a look at our analysis. So we have some kind of instruction for you how this works. All of that, see this pointing to this, which means this is actually from here, which is exactly what we're going to be creating right now. So once you get this downloaded, take a look at this analysis we've done right here. Is very simple and easy to understand. So I'm going to be leaving the link below to actually help you with this particular template, so that you can actually take a look at it yourself and see how we've built this. So now here we are. Now we've gotten this ready. So the next thing we're going to do right now is for we to actually format this particular currencies we have right here. I'm going to say okay, now Control 1. So with Control 1, I'm going to actually have my currency, and I'm going to put it in dollars. So you can use any currency you like. You can put it in Naira if you're from Nigeria, in Ghana City if you're from Ghana, and you can put it in pounds if you're from Europe or whatsoever. Now this is what it is. So I can actually go ahead and create the kind of chart I want to create right now. So here we go. I'm going to go to the top level. This time around I don't need to use the pivot table, and I'm going to go to insert, and from insert I go right here to this. So if I go to this, I'm going to go to line charts. I have this particular line chart being governed to me. So now I have this. So I'm going to remove anything from here down to this date. I don't need any of this. It's just going to show some kind of trend and make it beautiful. So right now I'm going to hit at the top level and go to the analyze. From here, just go right here and say hide. So we don't have anything like that. So now I'm going to click on this, double click on it. Before we do this, I'm going to close this for now. Before we do this, I'm going to just right click on this and actually say okay, show change type. So on change type, I'm going to go right in this particular aspect right here. So I'm going to right click again, right click on it and go to what change series. Okay, now here we go. We have these two line charts. So I'm going to go to the trend line right here, and I'm going to make sure I change this to this particular type of chart. Exactly, this is what I have, right? So now if you want to do that, that is cool. You can actually do this. I just click on OK. Here we have the kind of chart we want to create, but this is not the kind of color we want to have right here. So I'm going to actually click on this particular aspect, hold it down, and come to this particular change series type. So we go to this particular type of here. So now we can hit right here and go on this. So now we have this kind of chart created. So I'm going to minimize this. So once I have this minimized, you can see it's selecting this data. In case you don't understand what you've done right here, it's pretty simple. If you want to actually do this kind of work, so what you need to do is just to make sure you copy. I'm going to go through this again because I might be doing some other things that are behind the scenes. So I'm going to actually copy. So once I copy, if you want to drop this down, let's just drop it anyhow like that. Just right click and go to this particular paste link. So when you drop it right here, it's no more pivot table, it's just linked to the right pivot table. So right now this is linked to this, just like what we have here now is linked to this, and the month is linked to this particular month as well, which means every single time this particular pivot table changes, it actually affects this as well. That is exactly what we are trying to create right now. So we don't need any of this. I'm going to get it away from here. So what we're going to actually be using is this particular one we have right here. So I'm going to be selecting this and get it deleted, and now we can double click on this and actually remove the word. We're going to remove any background and outline from it. So right now we have this, so we can take it to a dashboard and see how it looks on a dashboard. For the first time, we actually drop in a visual right on a dashboard, which is very awesome. So let's see how that works. So now I can actually bring it down here because I'm actually dealing with revenue. I can actually drag it and make sure it sits right on this particular aspect here. So now we can make it smaller. So how about this? So it's extend it a little bit, so I can bring this down to this particular aspect, and here we go. We have something pretty nice like this. So now this is the first one. So now that we have the feel of how we can create this, we can go ahead and do this on your behalf and actually come back and show you how it looks like, so that we can actually make a very speedy dashboard. So now what we need to do is just to get it to the transaction. So let me show you how to do that. It's very simple. I'm just going to copy this pivot table and bring this down right here. So once I have this brought down, so I'm going to actually scroll down a little bit. So now I'm going to remove this particular one away from here. So right now I'm going to actually go to my ID. So I'm going to drag my ID down. That is going to give me the count of the total transaction we've actually had over time in January, February, and down to December, the transaction we have over time. So now that we've done this, what I'm going to do right now is just to copy this away from here. So just what we've done previously, I'm going to right click right here and actually paste the link alone. So now I have it linked to this particular aspect so that we can actually create the kind of chart we want to actually create. So I'm going to copy this again for the last time. So I'm going to drop it down as a link, so it's linked to that particular aspect. So right now I'm going to turn this one to a trend line. So I'm going to say trend, and what I'm going to do is just to select this particular area, as I'm not going to be needing this, so I'm going to actually have to get this away from here. So right now we can select this area and actually go to this particular insert and get the kind of chart we want for it. So if I hit on this particular aspect, what I'm going to say is this line chart. So I'm going to say okay, and here we go. I have to remove this trend and all this particular aspect away from here because we don't really need it. So they're gonna go away. So now let's show the trend of the transaction over time. So what I'm gonna do right now is just to right click on this particular aspect right here and choose this particular change series or chart type. So on the change with chart type, I'm gonna change my trend line to something different. So right now I'm gonna change this to exactly this is what I have. So we can change the color of this particular line to a very nice color we feel we can work with. So I'm going to go to this particular aspect and have the color being changed. So we go here and I select the kind of color I want for it. So I'm going to be selecting this this kind of, I love something, I think I have something similar to this color. So what I'm going to be selecting right now is going to be this color type right here. And once I have this color type right here, I'm going to go right here and make sure I have this kind of color selected for it. So how about this? I think I have something like this. So let me call this to my dashboard to actually to actually see what color I have for the previous one. So it's good to be something very similar. Okay, awesome. So we have this color already, so we can actually have to change our color from this particular kind of color to a nice color that looks so well on it. Now here we go. I have something different from the previous color I had before, so we can actually remove the line and the fill and the outline. So if I actually minimize this and bring it down here, so it's going to look some kind of different and shows us a very nice trend that we are looking for in our data. So right now on the monthly basis, we can see how the transaction actually went. So I can actually drag this right here and make it more. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to actually have to get this down a little bit and come right here and bring this down as well. So something nicer like this. So I think it looks some kind of pretty fine. If you are still watching, I'm going to say thank you for watching. All you just got to do is to help me share this and like, comment, and tell me what you feel about this dashboard. So right now we've just completed this. The next we're going to be doing right now is to fill all those particular aspects right here with some kind of metric that could actually help us to read this. So if I place my cursor right now, I see the total that shows us November, and we can see this as well that shows us this particular September, and the lowest month ever is actually January. So that is how we can actually have this build. So I'm going to go to analysis right now. You can see we don't go back to data to actually pick pivot table any longer. The reason for that is because we can pick up pivot table for once and actually copy it through and get it all the way right here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to still recycle through this particular one right here. So you just all need to do is just to highlight this particular range right here and make sure you copy it. Make sure you're highlighting the whole range. So come right here and drop it. So now once I have it dropped here, I'm going to actually have to remove the month because I don't need it. So what I'm going to be doing right now, I have my revenue right here. I'm going to be having my profit alongside with it. So revenue, and I'm going to be having my profit, and I'm going to be having my total transaction. If I want to have that, I'm going to drag this down, it default to counts to count all my columns, how many times we have this transaction made. And the next thing I'm gonna have is quantity sold. Where the heck are you? Okay, the quantity sold is this. I'm gonna get it down as well. Now we just have this. So what if you want to get, maybe you don't want the sum of, I'm just going to highlight everything right here and go to Control H and actually type sum of right here, because I don't want to remove it. I can actually say replace all, and we have it removed just like this. It makes this particular aspect very clean and all that, though it's optional. It depends on what you really want. So right now I just want to put my dollar sign right here, which is really optional as well. So all you just gotta do is just to copy this. I'm going to copy this here. So the quantity, I don't need that. So under the quantity and the counts, all we want for it is just some kind of something like this. So remove the extra decimal point, so we have something nicely like this, so we can get it down. But before that, I want to just do a little formatting. I don't want to get this whole number right there. I want to show this in million, like something like this. So let me show you how to do that. So I'm just going to say equal to, I'm going to say round. Okay, so I'm gonna say equal to round, and the number I'm gonna round is this particular number right here. I'm gonna actually say, okay, how do you want to do this? So the number is this. I'm gonna divide this number by what? How many zeros do we think we have in millions? So I'm gonna say 1 million. I think right now this is in billion. We're gonna make it a billion. So if I actually go this way and say, okay, comma, in what digits? I'm gonna say 1 digit, and I have it closed and hit enter. Here we have this. So we have 2.4 billion naira. So can you see that? So because right now we have it 2 billion or 2.3 billion right here, but because we actually rounded to one decimal, so we have 2.4 billion, which is really awesome. This is what we can actually do. So the next we're gonna do right now, we wanna actually make sure we add a billion sign right on it. So what we can do right now is just to place our cursor right here and go to what? Go to this particular ampersand and actually get this right here, give it a little space and type B in here, close it and hit enter. You have 2.4 billion naira, which is almost this, exactly like this. So I'm gonna have to drag this here. So now this is not in billion because this is in million, so it's not really giving us what we want, but it's giving us millions. So what we can do right now, I can actually come right here and actually move it with 3 zeros out of it. So right now we have a million. So if we count this, okay, we have a millions. If I hit this now, it's gonna give us 479.3 million. So we can actually change this to what? To M instead of what? Instead of B. So if I hit OK, this is what I have. Can you look at this? We sold in billion and we made profit of millions. That is cool. So right now what I need to do, I've just gotten this right, is for me to actually get it to my dashboard. And how do I do that? I can actually go duplicate this without going ahead to do this. I can actually come right here and show you how we got this, because of the people that are watching for the first time. Just go to insert and actually go to this particular wallet right here. I'm gonna hit on this particular aspect, and here we go, we have this. So if I just want to hit my equal to right now, so what I'm gonna get is go back to analysis and actually bring my revenue right here. So there I have it. So you can bring it down here and we can go crank it up. So we have the revenue. So we have something like this. So good. So I don't need it to be here exactly. I want something like this, and I can put it on bold, and here we go. So what do we have? Something nice like this. This is cool, right? So the next thing now, I'm gonna duplicate this and actually have this for this profit aspect right here. So you can bring my profit in here, and all I need to do, I'm gonna lose the formatting. That is not the problem. We can actually just a click, we can get the formatting back to it. So I have this here, and I'm gonna hit enter, and the formatting I want for it is this particular formatting right here, and I pick it up just with this format painter. So here we go, nicely we have something like this. So what is, so we're gonna get the total product and transaction right here, just like we've done, and I'm gonna show you how that is. So now I've brought the others the way I brought the previous one. So the next thing I'm gonna be doing now is gonna be like, okay, what is the max transaction or per month or whatever, the max transaction in overall month selected. So I'm gonna be placing a filter right here that is gonna be responding to all this visual we are creating right now. So the max and the min is what we need to extract right here based on transaction. So all we just get to do right now is just go back to this particular analysis, and I'm gonna scroll down. Don't forget we have something like this analyzed right here. So we go down and actually keep going down. So now we can extract that right here. So I'm gonna say here, I'm gonna call it min, I'm gonna call it this min, I'm gonna call this max. So how do we extract the max and the min? So I'm gonna say equal to max. So if I say equal to max, I put it on, and I'm gonna go drag it down. So what it's gonna do right now is selecting the max for me. So the same thing, I'm gonna have to go here. I'm gonna say, oh sorry, we misplaced this, we should have done this. So what we need to use here is min. So it's min. So it's min right here. So all I need to do is just to have this copied. We don't need to write this over again. If I hit enter, so it's going to give us the minimum transaction, and if I go right here, I'm going to turn this one to max. So I'm going to go to max. If I hit enter, it's giving me the max. So this is exactly what I need to do. So all I need to just get right here right now is go back here, and I can actually select on this and actually duplicate it so that I can get my max right here. So it's very simple and pretty simple and easy, and we can go and get it. So what you need to do is just click on this and get it max down there, just like this. Now as you can see, we have the max and the minimum transaction of time. So right now we can see the weekdays is what we need to actually get right here. So if I go to the top level, I can actually switch to my previous dashboard that we have completely built. So like here now, if you look at what we have right here right now, we are actually trying to show the what we're trying to show the weekday sales. So which of the particular weekday we are having March sales. So you can see when you place filter, that actually filter down to that's responsive filter. So now based on the year selected and based on region, you want to look at it like that, so you can actually take a look at it the way you really want it. So right now, how do we create this? Don't forget that we actually created something. Go to the data. So now here the data. So if I actually go right here, you can see the weekdays have been extracted. So that was why we extracted our weekdays. So it is very easy to be created. So I'm going to go to the top level right here, and what I'm going to do right now, I'm sorry, I should have said it before. Now if you are following up, please do not create all this in one sheet. It's just because of this lesson that I'm actually showing you how to create this on one sheet. Else we should have been using our new sheet for every pivot table we're gonna be having. Or else once the pivot table actually gets to grow, it can actually make your work to be some kind of awkward. So now using your pivot table, but for this purpose of this particular lesson, we can use this over and over again as it's not gonna grow. So now I'm gonna copy this away from here. I'm gonna have to drop this down right here, and once I have this done, because we can't see this any longer, why can't we see it? We can't see that. How can we change this? Just right click on this and show field. So the field is back right here. Once you click back on it, it's back right here. So if you mistakenly click on this particular aspect and we can't find it again, all you need to do is just to right click on it and go to show field list. This is how you get it. So right now that we've just gotten this back right here, so I'm gonna actually get this away. So all we need to do is to show revenue on a weekday basis. So here we go. So right now I'm just gonna search for that weekday I have created, and I'm gonna drop it down right here. So exactly, this is what we have. So this is what we need to have, right? So now we are having this. So what I'm gonna do right now is just to put it on a visual, and I'm gonna go to analyze, and now I'm gonna be using pivot chart because I don't need to actually trick anything to work. So now I have this pivot chart right here, and I'm gonna get this away, so I don't need any of this. So we get this title off because already I have a title right there. So if I go to the top level, I'm gonna go to analyze. From analyze, I'm gonna turn this off by actually say hide, so it takes that away. So right now I'm gonna click on this and make sure I'm showing it from what I'm gonna sort it from largest to smallest, so it actually set this way. So also, so I can make it smaller and taller a little bit. So if I double click on this right now, So what I'm going to say is this pop-up. I'm going to say no fill and no line as well at the same time, and I'm going to have to cut this away from here and take it to my dashboard. So now here we go. So Ctrl V, we paste this there for us, and I'm gonna go turn it off. So if you see it's some kind of weird right now, but do not worry, we can actually work on this and make it better. So I have it seated right here. I'm gonna take this away from here. So I love to format my chart to look some kind of really okay. So I'm gonna click on this particular color and choose this this kind of color. I love it. It's turned out. So if I have done that, I'm gonna go right here and make sure close the gap a little bit so my chart can be more awesome. So I think it's cool but not a little cool. So nicely, so I can go to this particular effect right here. So under the effects, I'm going to choose on shadow, and if I go to shadow, I'm going to actually go right on this offset center. So if I click on it, this is where I have. So I'm going to make sure I put it on 0%, and if you look at my chart right now, it is more awesome than ever. This is exactly what you need to do to get a chart formatted the way you really like. So now this is cool. So we are done with this particular side of analysis right here. We don't have to concern ourselves about this. So always remember to save every single time you're working. So I have it clicked and it's gonna save my work for me. So now once it finishes saving, we can go to the next step. So the next step we're gonna be touching right now is getting those images we have right here, right on top of here. So how do we do that? So let me show you how to do it. I'm going to be speeding this up, but before I speed it up, let me show you how to get your images. So go right here and go to insert. From insert, you're going to see this picture right here. Go to click on picture, and you navigate to the folder where you have it. Exactly, this is where I have it. So pretty fine. So you want to get this particular aspect, just click on it, and here you go. You have it. It's very huge. So I'm going to actually minimize this, and I'm going to go bring down this right here. I'm gonna still minimize this. Here we go. So it's getting close to what I really wanted, and I have it minimized. I'm gonna show you how it works. So let's say this is what I want. I'm gonna place this right here, and I'm gonna right click on it. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna send this to back. So here we go. I send this to back, but if you look at it, it's some kind of flat. So I just need to actually work on it. If I right click on it right now, I'm gonna bring this particular format picture right out. So we have this. So I'm gonna go right here and I'm gonna pick this particular offset center as well at the same time. So now we have to take it to 0%. So if you look at it, it's not really working very well. It's gonna be working. So we just need to actually increase the size of it. So once we have the size increase, you can see it's coming out, it's popping out. So now it has actually got stand out. I love something like this. So we get our pictures right here as well. I'm going to show you how that works. So here we go. We've got all those images right here. So what is left for us to bring right now is this particular types of images we have for this particular categories of our product. So we need to get those images right here as well, which is going to be the same way. So we're going to actually do this over and over again, start one by one, so that we can actually get to speed this particular dashboard creation app. So let me just bring this right here for you. Now here we go. We can see these images. Every single time we hover over it, nothing happens. Just like this previous one we have actually viewed. You can see every single time we hover over something right here. Let me go turn something off so that you can actually see it right. So every single time we hover over this, we have this particular aspect comes out with that image that actually shows us, yeah, really we are selecting this particular sales regional manager and all that. So now we need to actually create an awesome dashboard just like this. But right now we have to concern ourselves about this slider, how we can format a slider to actually, you know, sit well on this particular kind of of background, so that every single time somebody comes to a dashboard, it's like, what the heck is going on? It looks more beautiful, and we want to make this slider respond to all this particular visual we have right here. So let's go create that right now. From that step, we can actually go take another further step to actually create more awesome Excel dashboard for you. So now to go to the slider and actually start creating something like that, so I'm going to go to analysis, and right, I'm going to click on this widget right here. I get to the top level and I hit my analyze. So right there we can see slider. So I'm gonna click on slider. So the kind of slider I want to place it in right now is gonna be my region. So I'm gonna choose region, and I'm gonna go right to the ear. I'm gonna pick on ear, and all it's just there. So that is all we need to do. So right now I'm gonna have to go to the top level, and I have to go to option, from option, and I can actually increase this. So I make sure it's showing 1. So we do the same thing to this one as well. Click on this, and here we go. So now this is exactly what we need to do. If I actually choose this and actually go here and make sure I extend it, and come right here and actually choose and actually extend this as well, so I can now make this smaller, just like this. So we are cool with what we have right here. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is just to get it to my dashboard and see how we can actually make things to work so seriously for us. So I can still click on that, and I'm going to go to the top level and add more of it. So reduce this. So here we go. So I can pick this boat away from here. I'm going to cut it away. I'm going to take it to my dashboard and make sure the colors are resonate with what we have right here. Have it dropped, but this time around I'm going to make sure I am aligned them perfectly. So I'm going to drag this to this end, sit right here, and I'm going to make sure this one sits right here, so it's not too far away from each other. I think I'll have something like this. So now let's work with what we have. So what we're going to do right now is this. So we're going to have to right click on this. So before we right click on this, we're going to actually right click on the background we want to actually use to customize our stylizer. So we go to format shape. So once we do that, we click on this particular color right here. So, and we can see color we have chosen, but we can't really get a color right there. So all we need to do is just to go to more color, and here we go. We have 16, 20, and 26. So all I'm going to copy is this particular one away from here. I'm going to be writing this one and paste this one. It's going to be very easy for me. So now if I 16, 20, okay, fine. I can click on this right here right now. I go to the top and I click on option. So if I right click on this, I go to duplicate, and I'm going to go to whole, and here we go. And border, I'm going to say no border, and fill is going to be this particular, I'm going to say more. Okay, go to custom. Here is we go. I'm going to say 16, and from here I'm going to say 20 is the color number of colors. So I'm gonna have to paste this again, have to remember everything. So now here we go, we've gotten this ready. So now if we just go like this, we can actually go like, okay, if we have everything like that, so what is gonna be the color of what? So I'm gonna say now the color of the text is gonna be this particular kind of color. So for the header, I'm gonna go the same thing is gonna happen. So the color of the header is gonna be on white for the text color, and for the border, no border, and for the fill is gonna be the same thing we actually went through custom, and I'm gonna say 16. So 16, and we're gonna go 20 right here. So go 20, and we place this right on this. So 26. So we hit this right. So now we're done with it. So what the next thing we're gonna do now is just for we to say, okay, selected item. For selected item with data, so what color do you want for it? So for selected item with data, I want the background color to be white if we have it selected, and the border, I'm gonna say no border for it, and the fill for selected item with color, so it's gonna be the same thing. I'm gonna place the same color on it. So we're gonna go 16 for once again. So we got 20 right here. So we got 20, and we have to give this just a paste. So if I hit OK, now this is what I have. So that is for selected item with data. So now unselected item with data, we're still gonna actually follow the same process to do this. So with font unselected data, the font is going to be this. Okay, that is for what? For the color. So I'm gonna go right for the border. I'm gonna say no border, And this is exactly what we're gonna do over and over again, because we want the same color for it. All we're just gonna do that is gonna be different is when we actually make a selection, we want the background color of the text to actually change. So we go right on this to 16. That is for the last time. We're gonna come back to this particular aspect again, and here we just paste this on 26. And if I hit OK and I hit OK right here, and I hit OK on this as well. So what I'm gonna do right now is to choose what we've just done. So if I choose this and I go right here, this is what I have. So let me have something selected. Can you see that? It gives you this particular one selected, very nice color. So now if I select this, I can go back to the top level right here and select this one. This is the previous one we've done. We don't want to use that, but this is the one we've just customized right now. So can you see all this is working well for us? It's working well. So this is exactly how this could be. So now if I select from here, can you see it's more lighter? If I select, it got this dim, and this is what it is. So this is what we need to actually create. This is how we need to create. So can you see that? So it's responding to this alone, so I'm gonna have to connect it to others. There are so many ways to connect our slides, as you can right click and connect it, but because we don't have our pivot table named, so what we're going to do right now is just to go to analyze. From analyze, click on the pivot table you want to have connected and go to the top level right here and hit it analyze. So once you hit it analyze, you can see filter connection. Once you click on it, you're going to see how many filters you have. We have filter for region and we have filter for year. So all you're just going to do is to connect it with region. So if you don't want to connect it with year, just leave it unchecked. So but if you want to do that, just click on it and actually hit OK. Right now you can see it get filtered. So if we now go back to a dashboard, we've actually connected it to every part of it. So right now I'm going to release the filter right now and see what happens. So now you can see it's filtering down to what we really want. So now you can actually deselect it from here as well. You can see how smart it looks. So every single time I apply the filter, I want to see 2014, you can see it's working for 2014, how much we've actually made in 2014 and what is the profit level and the transaction, the minimum and the max. And if we check 2015, we can see both on weekdays everything get filters the way we should like. And actually go to central area of the region, we can go to the eastern part of the region, and this is exactly what we have. So right now we're gonna actually be stopping this right here, so make a revision and go to the next video to watch, as we're gonna be breaking this down on every single video. So right now this is video number 1. As you can see, if you've watched to this end, I just want to say thank you very much for watching. All you gotta do is to stay safe, but you can actually leave a comment on this, as it's gonna help my channel to grow. And actually hit the like button if you think you like this video, and if you think I'm messing up, I have something to improve on, let me know in the comment section. I'll be very much glad to actually have your own take or your own view on my channel, so that we can actually grow this together. So we are in this together, because without you there will be no me, and without me there will be you, because there are other channels, but you feel still like, oh, you choose this channel over other channel. So thank you very much for watching to this particular end. So I remain blessed, and I'll be coming away with another one. So all you just gotta do is just to click on the next link and go to the second video of this particular Excel dashboard. Thanks for watching.